Alright, what's going on, folks? Welcome back to another video. This time we're going to be talking about a game that means a lot to me personally. It's one of my favorite games in the entire franchise, and that is Metal Gear Solid. I grew up playing this game and all its subsequent sequels, so this game really means a lot to me. So any news that I hear about it, I'm quick to jump on. This one has been talked about for years, and I mean actual years. It's always the topic of discussion whenever the next PlayStation comes out. There was a rumor about it for the PlayStation 3, and there was a rumor about it for the PlayStation 4. Pretty sure they had a rumor about the PSP and the PS Vita as well. And now we have kind of another rumor for the PS5, and that is Metal Gear Solid having a remake for the PS5. Now, this one has a little bit more information, as we're going to discuss in the articles. There's been some leaks and some listings for, I believe in Taiwan, they have a Metal Gear Solid listing in the Taiwan PC store or something like that. I'll actually read out the article for you guys here in a second. So this one has a little bit more merit to it. However, I am going to keep myself grounded because technically Metal Gear is still under Konami, and Konami is Konami's weird. Konami's definitely weird, and we'll get into that in the speculation portion of this. But let's go ahead and read off some of the reports and some of the quote-unquote facts about this supposed Metal Gear Solid remake. So here we go. So Metal Gear Solid has been rated for PC in Taiwan, and a remake may be on the way. So the news report says it looks like Solid Snake may be making its awaited return to PC. The Taiwan Digital Game Rating Committee has created two ratings for Metal Gear Solid, which are the two Metal Gear games. I believe it was on the MSX. A lot of people haven't really played those games. They're good groundwork games. It's really hard to go back and play them these days, but they're very good games that set the rest of the foundation. Metal Gear Solid 2 Subsistence and collection of other Konami classics, meaning games are likely due for a PC re-release in the near future. Now, this has been a recurring trend with a lot of games. A big example is a lot of the Final Fantasy games. Almost every Final Fantasy game is now available to play on PC in some form or fashion, and I think that's what's happening now with some of Konami's titles. So we may see like the original titles come out on PC. I believe Metal Gear Solid 2 already had a PC version. I know for sure. I believe it was 2 that had a PC version, because it also had an Xbox version as well. I don't think Metal Gear Solid 3 had a PC version as far as I'm aware. But regardless of that, it's been 20 years since Metal Gear Solid's original PC edition launched. So the original Metal Gear Solid did come out on PC. Okay, so that's what I thought. Metal Gear Solid 2 Subsistence did come out, or Substance, I can't read. Originally came out on PC in 2003. Okay, so I do remember that. It added cutscenes, dog tags, and a whole bunch of other features and stuff like that. So, but that was the last thing that we got from the PC version of any Metal Gear game until, of course, Metal Gear Solid 5 and Ground Zeroes. So, this news report basically states that a lot of Konami's games are being listed to come to PC, which means we may see some of those original titles come to like some sort of collection, like a Konami collection or something, which would be fine. It'd be nice to have other people be able to play those games on modern day PCs, because trying to play the original Metal Gear is a pain in the ass. And then of course the original Metal Gear Solid is reportedly getting a PS5 exclusive remake, and I'm using air quotes here for exclusive because nothing's really exclusive these days. The original Metal Gear Solid is reporting in a full remake, and it's a PS5 console exclusive. The new claim comes from the YouTube channel Red Gaming Tech, a channel that typically specializes in gaming hardware. According to the channel's source, the original Metal Gear Solid will begin a full remake, not just a remaster, but a remake, which we'll talk about that. And when it eventually releases, it'll be a console exclusive to PS5 as well as coming to PC, because again, nothing's really exclusive these days. Once more, Red Gaming Tech source claims that Metal Gear Solid 2, 3, and 4 will all be getting HD remasters. This is a possibility because there's already the HD collection for Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3, which you can pick up, I believe, on PlayStation 3, and I believe you can stream it on PlayStation 3 as well. I think it's backwards compatible on the Xbox One, so technically you can play Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3 on current generation consoles, not necessarily next gen. The sequels will begin the same remake treatment afforded to the original game, and it's unknown whether these remasters will be console exclusive to PS5 as well. So I can believe this portion here, the Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3 being remastered or remade for the PS5 and Xbox series. I can believe that because we already had an HD collection. However, I hope they actually treat the HD collection well, because we all saw how the Silent Hill HD collection was, at least for the PlayStation version, I believe. That was just a whole mess entirely. But moving on from that, it's weird to think that this is a possibility. And there's also a link here, and I'll put it in the description below of someone actually remaking the opening intro of Metal Gear Solid 1. It looks fantastic. But I want to talk about my overall thoughts on it and why I think it's not really a possibility. As I mentioned before, Konami is weird. To be honest with you, I don't think Konami likes video games. I really don't. They've been around for quite a long time. However, their treatment of both employees, the reports from how they treated one of their biggest money makers, which was in fact Hideo Kojima, how they treated him before his inevitable departure and his creation of his own studios, and just other reports of just mismanagement and mistreatment of employees. They're a weird company, and while they did make money in video games, their biggest focus and their biggest revenue stream is gambling, pachinko machines, right? I'll probably put a clip in here right about now, but there was a Metal Gear Solid 3 complete HD beautiful remaster cutscene done with Big Boss and the Boss for pachinko machines, and that really pissed off a lot of people. They did the same thing with Silent Hill. They did the same thing with Castlevania. It seems they really go out of their way not to really put out quality video games anymore. Their biggest thing, because again, they make money off pachinko machines, and pachinko machines are very easy to pump out, put somewhere in a Japanese corner store or arcade or something, and just have people go in and just spend money, right? Here in the U.S., the arcade scene isn't that big. Gambling in most places is illegal here, so it's really hard to get that type of revenue stream from us in the States. So I believe, just based on how Konami is as a whole and their history, I don't think a remake is gonna happen with Metal Gear Solid, unfortunately. And a lot of that, if it's gonna be a remaster, right, or a remake, how are they gonna do voice acting? Are they gonna get the same people to come back and do voice acting? Is David Hayter gonna want to come back and voice Snake again after the whole thing about not being Big Boss and the Phantom Pain and Ground Zeroes? Which, in hindsight, I understand the decision not to have him continue to voice Big Boss. I did love, I believe his name was David Boyle in the Guns of the Patriots. I love that voice actor for the Big Boss. Now, I'm glad they got a different voice to do Big Boss in that game, because it just makes sense, right? He's older. He's 80-something years old. He's tired. He's done, right? So you need a more harsh, older, rugged voice for that, right? You need not someone as young as, David Hayter at the time to voice that character. And I think the same thing kind of applies with Big Boss. It's nice to have a separate voice for Big Boss than it is for Solid Snake. But that's getting beside the point, right? That's another whole topic entirely. I don't see this happening. At least I don't see the original Metal Gear being remade. It is possible that we'll get an HD remaster for Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3 and possibly 4. I think that would be great. I will definitely go back and replay those, especially if they're updated to run at 60 frames per second, HD textures and stuff like that. Definitely, I'll definitely go back and play those games, no question. Especially Snake Eater. Love me some Snake Eater. And also Guns of the Patriots too. A lot of people didn't really like that game, but I really did enjoy Guns of the Patriots. Again, another video, another topic. I don't see this happening, unfortunately, at least for the original to be remastered. I'd be surprised if it did happen. Honestly, I will sit here and eat my own words, and I will publicly apologize to Konami, but I don't see them taking the time to go back and remake and remaster that series, especially after the whole thing with their take on the Metal Gear series, which was Metal Gear Survive. And we all know how Metal Gear Survive turned out. That game, if you can even call it that. So, I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what happens, and if they do decide to remake it or remaster it, are they going to add more cutscenes in? Are they going to expand the story more? Are they going to add things from, the Phantom Pain and Ground Zeroes, because those are canon? Are they going to include, things more so from Metal Gear 1 and Metal Gear 2, Solid Snake? There's a lot of things that could be done in that remake. Personally, if I had to pick a choice of a personal remake, I would love to see the remakes of Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake. I think those games deserve up-to-date 3D variant of those, because those continue the story, and those are the linking portions between Big Boss and Solid Snake. Those stories connect, and that's how that's how they meet. That's how you figure out more about the boss and more about Solid Snake as a rookie. A lot of things can be done with those two games, and I think those games should be remade first. even Portable Ops. I would like to see Portable Ops remade. Again, a lot of people didn't like Portable Ops. It's considered non-canon. There are some interesting canon aspects, like the introduction of Roy Campbell meeting the boss, or big boss at the time. So I would like to see that as well. Don't know what happened. We'll see what the future holds, but all in all, I don't see all of this being true. I do see some things happening. Like, I can see a remake, or not a remake, but a remaster. Those two words get changed and are often a lot. I can see a remaster of Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3 and possibly 4. I can't see a full-blown remake of Metal Gear Solid, but I could be wrong. Honestly, I hope I am wrong. I would love to see that happen personally, but who knows what the future holds, right? It's a new generation of consoles. It's a new cycle of games coming out. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. What do you think? Do you think we're going to get a remake of Metal Gear Solid? Do you think it's possible? Or do you think this is just one of those things where, oh, it's just some random trademark or something? Or there's no way Konami's going to do it because it's Konami and Konami's Konami. So let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch you guys next time.